since the last time we saw you. We've put out a new album. It's called The Ash and Clay. We're going to play some of the songs from it. We already have. We're going to continue to. Including this next one, which is entitled Honey, Honey. And I want you to take note of a particular detail, which is that in this song title, there's a comma between both of the honeys. I guess we find those important. Commas do important things within sentences and phrases, and I appreciate them. Kenneth actually made up the title to this song. He made up virtually the whole song. I guess they call that right. He wrote the song.
I mean, I told you, right?
Anyway, then he also wrote down the title for the song, which was the first time I realized that there was a comma in it. And I read it much the same way any of you probably would, which was honey, honey. Because that's what I assumed commas, that's the first thing that comes to mind when you see a comma, is that you should pause. But it's not the only thing that commas do, and it took me a minute to realize it. I was embarrassed, actually, that it took me as long as it did to realize that Kenneth might have been intending something else besides a pause in the use of the comma. Like, commas can do other things, like demarcate items in a list, or separate clauses within a sentence, like especially a subordinate clause from the rest of the sentence. I had to ask him at that point, why did you put the comma there? Am I supposed to pause? Am I indeed supposed to pause? Or are you listing off honeys? You got a bunch of honeys. You're subordinating one of the honeys to the other. I didn't hear you. My English teacher?
Yeah, but his etiquette teacher did a real shit job.
Etiquette teacher? What kind of bougie family are you raised? You got an etiquette teacher? Know how to treat somebody, that's called common sense. Your etiquette teacher didn't teach you how to tie a bow tie?
We're about 12 minutes into a sentence.
Oh, yeah. Do we just have one more song for you tonight? Anyway, Kenneth has still never told me the purpose of the comma. He refuses to answer everything, so I'm in the dark, you're in the dark, and I hope it's not important. Honey, won't you please sing another song? Honey, won't you please speak on your sentimental shakedown, rattles through my bones. Honey, won't you, honey, please move your honey on. Mama, won't you take another turn? Mama, when you go home to learn that trouble comes to everyone who dares to be amused. Mama, won't you, mama, please spare your mama's blues. What you don't know never will hurt you, don't you know? What I used to do, pray like all the others on what you never will. Honey, won't you, honey, please hold that honey still. Sister, won't you show mercy for my deeds? Sister, won't you hear my pleas? Virtue takes a lover, and vice God only knows. Sister, won't you, sister, breathe, let your sister go. Thank you.